Nelson emphasized there were 5 principles, and just 5, surrounding the infinite banking concept or privatized banking. Here they are quickly for your benefit. Number 1, he said, don't be afraid to capitalize. Remember, capitalize these accounts. Shove everything you possibly can from the public banking space over into the privatized banking space. Make it safe against the IRS and safe against creditors. Take advantage of collateralization and uninterrupted compound interest for life, in addition to all the other benefits that you receive from privatized banking. So don't be afraid to capitalize the account. Number 2, don't do business with banks. The whole purpose of avoiding and getting out of or free from the situation where you're constantly in debt and going in debt to make the next purchase or the next transaction, or going to banks to fund your purchases, or using your own cash. The whole purpose for that is to get out of the public banking system that's regulated by Dodd-Frank and exposed, right? To move you into an insulated, protected area. When I say don't do business with banks, first of all, banks are not our enemies, okay? I have many close friends of mine, many clients that are in the public banking space. So those are not bad people, not doing anything wrong, nothing wrong with that. However, what I'm talking about is the philosophy, the way of life of staying in debt, right? And going to an external finance company or an external bank to facilitate our life, because we haven't accumulated the capital by which to be self-dependent or independent, right? So that's what we're talking about as far as doing business with banks. Keep your checking account for ancillary immediate transactions, your debit card, right? But other than that, shove the money in the privatized banking system. Next, rethink your thinking. You have been programmed and indoctrinated by our system ever since the time you were young. You're going to have to unthink some of those things. You're going to have to rethink how you approach your finances. So Nelson says this as rethink your thinking. Number 4, learn to think long range. Somebody once said that nothing truly significant can ever happen in one lifetime. So Nelson would have us to think long range, 70 years out there into the future. So think about what can you pass on to the next generation and the next and the next. Stabilize your family life, change your family tree forever by doing the hard work right now and thinking long range. And then lastly, he says, don't steal from your bank. So if you take out a policy loan, be a good banker and repay it, even though you're not required to. Repay that loan because it resets your borrowing power for the very next loan. So these are the 5 principles from Nelson Nash.